Hello coders, welcome to part 2 of our Dodgeball app. In part 1 we built our user interface, and in part 2 we're going to start building some functionality by adding some blocks of code. In the top right hand corner of our App Inventor interface, we see that we're currently in the designer view and we're about to switch to the blocks view. Please click blocks. Okay, this view looks a bit different than our designer view, so let's take a moment to get oriented. On the left-hand side of the blocks view, we have a bunch of different drawers that have different functionalities, different blocks of code that we can use. And down below there, we see some components that we created in our user interface. The first block of code we're going to get is from our procedures drawer. So that's a purple block of code. If I click on the procedures, I have a couple options. I'm going to choose the first option here and drag this out onto my workspace. I'm going to rename this procedure. The purpose of this procedure is to position the ball. So I'm going to call this set ball start position. In order to set the ball's position, I'm going to use X and Y coordinates. If I come down here on the left to my ball1 component and click one time, I get a bunch of different options for my ball component. And if I scroll down here, way towards the bottom, I have a dark green block called set ball1 x2. I'm going to click on that dark green block, drag that out, and click that into my purple procedure block. I'm going to next go to my math drawer here, clicking on the math drawer and scrolling up towards the top. I'm going to find a number block, which I'm going to click and drag out. And I'm going to position my ball's x coordinate at 130 pixels and press enter. I'm going to take a little bit of a shortcut here. I'm going to right click on this green set block and I'm going to duplicate it. And then I'm going to drag that just below the first green block, click it into place. And I'm going to change the X to a Y. And I'm going to change the 130 to a 0. I'm going to drag out another procedure block. So back over here on the left to my procedure drawer, clicking on procedures, I'm going to drag out a second procedure block. And this one is going to do a similar process for my cat sprite. So I'm going to call this procedure center cat sprite. Enter. On the left, I'm going to go down to my image sprite cat drawer, clicking on that drawer. Some more options. Scrolling back down nearly to the bottom, I find again a dark green block, set image sprite cat x2. Clicking and dragging that green block out, I'm going to click that into my purple procedure. Back up to my math drawer, I can scroll to the top and grab a number block, click that into place. And in order to center my cat sprite, I'm going to position it at 115 pixels for my X. Taking that same shortcut as before, right-clicking on the green block, I can choose duplicate. Dragging that second green block just below the first, clicks it into place. And I will set the Y value now to 300 pixels. Okay, now I'm going to come over here to my screen 1 component. When I click on screen 1, I'm going to find this block here called when screen 1 initialize. Initialization is when a screen or component is loaded. So I'm going to drag this out onto my workspace. When my screen is loaded, when I first launch my app, I want it to do two things. I want it to set the ball in the correct position and center the cat sprite in the correct position. To call those procedures, I come here to my purple procedure drawer, clicking one time. I now have a couple new options. I'm going to drag out the last option and click that into my initialize block. Back to procedures, I'm going to get the second to last option and drag that out into my initialize block. This initialize block is called an event handler. So the event is launching or initializing the app. And when that event happens, this event handler will then call and center the ball, call and center the cat. That cat sprite is going to be at the bottom of my screen, and I want the user to be able to drag the cat left and right so that they can dodge the balls as they fly down from the top of the screen. So that's going to require a second event handler. Coming here to my image sprite cat drawer on the left-hand side, when I click the image sprite cat, I'm going to find this second event handler called when image sprite cat is dragged. Dragging that event handler out onto my workspace, I'm going to be including a couple blocks of code inside that event handler. I want my cat to slide from left to right, so that's moving in the X direction. In order to do that, I'm going to come over here to my left side, and I'm going to go back to my image sprite cat drawer, clicking on that drawer and scrolling down towards the bottom. I find this dark green block, set image sprite cat x2. I'm going to drag that dark green block out and click that into my event handler. There's a little bit of math we need to do to center that sprite, and that's going to require just a bit of subtraction. And I can grab a subtraction block from my math drawer, clicking on my math drawer and scrolling to the top here. I'm going to grab this subtraction block and click that into the socket in my green set block. The next step is a little bit tricky. I'm going to hover over this current X with my mouse until two options appear. The option I need is Get Current X. Now I'm going to carefully move my mouse onto Get Current X, and then I click and drag that into the first part of my subtraction block. That's a little bit tricky, so I'll show that again. I'm going to take this and throw it away. I take my mouse, I hover over Current X for a moment, two options appear. I move my mouse over the Get Current X, click, hold, and drag into the blue subtraction block. The number I need to subtract is going to be half of my cat sprite's width. You might remember from part 1 that the cat is 70 pixels wide. So in order to center the cat, I'm going to have to subtract half of its width, or 35 pixels, from the position that the user touches the screen. So back to my math drawer, clicking one time, I'm going to grab a number block from the top, click that into this socket, and type 35 pixels. Okay, our code is coming along nicely, and it's probably a great time to test out our app before we go too much further and see if the functionality is what we expect. To do that, you're going to need to pick up your tablet and load a special companion app. This is what that will look like. When you pick up your tablet, you're going to go to the home screen and you're going to look for this orange component here. It's a companion app, and we're going to click on that companion app and launch the app, which now will look like this. On this second screen of that companion app, we're going to click a checkbox called Use Legacy Connection. And then in just a moment, we're going to click the Scan QR Code button. That Scan QR code will open up a camera feature on your tablet. And then jumping back to MIT App Inventor, we are going to come up to the top here and choose a connection option. You're going to be choosing this first option called AI Companion. When you click on AI Companion, in a few seconds, a QR code will appear on your screen, and then you'll use your tablet's camera and the companion app to snap a picture of that QR code and connect to your app. I'm going to use a slightly different way of connecting, and so I can show you on my emulator what that will look like. All right, if you look on the right side of this video screen, you should be able to see an emulator. And on that emulator, I see that my ball is centered at the top of my screen where I intended it to, and my cat is centered on the bottom of the screen. And I can click and drag my cat left and right and hopefully dodge the ball. On your tablet, you should hopefully be able to touch the cat sprite and drag it left and right. And in part 3, we'll add some more functionality to your app. If for some reason your tablet did not connect to App Inventor, or it's not showing you the cat or ball sprite in the way you expect, please pause the video and ask for some help. Good luck in part 3.